is our function, our goal? How have we come into this earth realm in a state of decay? What's been the cause of it? I mean, no one can really look and say there's been a cause, but there's been shared energy of a separation from source that has been laid into the templates of humanity and the earth hologram and all species actually. Every atom that's on the planet has come into the corruption and it's in a state of decay. And I know it's a hologram that's projected from the mind. Therefore, with the mind regenerating, we're going to transmute the energy fields within our body and create a hologram of perpetual life flows in the whole hologram of the earth and within every human and every creature that's here as a projection of our mind. And some creatures will dissolve, some things that are not real will dissolve, some will take on new form and look and appear different. And there'll be a whole energy exchange of regeneration as we renew our minds individually. You know, it's not like me renewing my mind is going to transform my whole view. It's going to require that every part of consciousness regenerates their own awareness and allows the regeneration and the reconstitution of the atomic structure so that all of creation can rise up together into a higher frequency of perception and even beyond perception, as we know through A Course in Miracles. We go beyond perception into all-knowing and back to God's source, into the energy matrix, which is out of time. And so, you know, there's a lot to be learned here. And I'm teaching myself, as we know, you know. I'm teaching myself, and that's one of the things that we do. You only teach yourself what you want to learn. In actual fact, you're unlearning what you've learned in the deception, and you're remembering what you already know. You already know everything. Everything's already known in the higher parts of your consciousness from which you have been disconnected. So if you were to connect again back into the higher frequency bands of your multidimensional anatomy and into and through and past the physicality, past the harmonic universes of 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the primal light and sound fields, if you were to go past the light fields and the sound fields, you would be right out into the energy matrix of undifferentiated God source. In other words, undifferentiated God source flows into sound fields, into light fields, into pre-matter structures, liquid light, and then into various densities of matter, 3 harmonic universes of matter. And here we are, right here now, in harmonic universe 1, which is the densest matter structure. But it's even far denser than it was created to be because of the distortions. And we have dead light structures, unregenerated light structures, which constitute a part of our anatomy. In other words, we have living light structures and we have beautiful thoughts that are shared with God. As God shares thoughts with us, we join in those internal parts of our workings with Source, but intermingling in the holographic field are dark light constructs which are blocking out full communication with the higher dimensional form of mind. And so here we have it, you know. Here we have it as we exist down here in this density in harmonic universe 1, in dimensions 1, 2 and 3. Dimensions 1, 2 and 3 relate to chakras 1, 2 and 3, or those vortex energy fields which are located within the morphogenetic field of the pattern of your body form. In other words, they appear to be energy fields that are located approximately in certain parts of your body. Dimensions 1, 2 and 3 relate to chakras 1, 2 and 3, or energy systems of the multidimensional anatomy. So if we're living down here in density 1, we have access to those 3 dimensions. Even though there are distortions in the subharmonic frequency bands of those dimensions, there are mathematical codes and time rhythms that work in each dimension. So if, for example, if dimension number 1 in harmonic universe 1, where we're existing at the present time, if the full range, or what we call the flash line sequence of computation of, you might say, a time cycle would be, say for example in this density, it may be 26,556 years. And it's only gauged in years in as much as that's the way we perceive it in linear time. I'm not saying that time is linear, time is multidimensional, but there are certain parts of consciousness evolution that are to be attained in that first DNA strand, that first dimensional frequency band, and in that time of probabilities and potentialities that are given through wave infusions of energy, information is carried in the flow of energy to build up the holographic form of the templates of our own anatomy in that one dimension. So that second dimension is the same, the third dimension is the same. So when we have initiated, consummated and activated the full accretion of information, electrotonal signatures of mathematical form into the three-dimensionality of our being, strands 1, 2, 3 in the DNA, and fully activated the 1, 2, 3 chakras, our consciousness is able to migrate to the next harmonic universe, and we don't take a transition in time. The time cycles are still operating at dimensions 1, 2 and 3. We migrate our consciousness into harmonic universe 2, or dimensions 4, 5 and 6, where the base pulse rhythm or computation of thought processing is at a higher frequency rate. So what we do is we just simply migrate the particles of our atomic structure into higher dimensional fields, where our own genetic record or our own memory migrates into a higher frequency and unity with many more members in community. So we would migrate our parts of our soul fragments into higher dimensional forms to accrete unto ourselves higher computation as we would move into that gestalt of consciousness, that collective of consciousness that is existing in that harmonic universe too. And we would see a completely different world. We would be projecting and perceiving, or emanating and radiating new keys and codes and frequencies into the morphogenetic genetic field of the hologram, and being aware of a totally different world. And we would leave this world behind, because this world, we've transcended it through the migration of our conscious awareness into higher dimensional forms. So that's how the natural evolution of consciousness would move. And so this is my understanding that I've learned through, I suppose, listening to the inner voice, knowing that there is a structure. See, now, when I read the Bible, I was reading about these 12 tribes and wondering what it meant. And at that time, in 1998, I started writing on my website about it. And as I expressed through my fingertips onto the keyboard and onto the screen, I was actually teaching myself that there appear to be 12 main energy points within the Earth, within our own biological structure. And these energy points were relating to what people were talking about at that time, and which I discovered myself, 12-strand DNA, which is holding the electrotonal imprint of thought projected out as image. So you know a thought is an image. So the thought is an energetic projection of your body into the field of awareness around you on the holographic screen, and it appears as an image. And so you know very well through what happens through healing, through A Course in Miracles, the people around you become the actors on the stage to bring your own healing, or to show you what you're thinking, to show you what you're projecting. So if someone comes to you with a certain attitude or energy and plays out a role in your own drama in this world, you can rest assured that that's what you've projected to them to play out, and they're only playing out the role of energy that you've implanted into their field to show you what's in your own. And so, you know, I began to realize that if we're going to integrate a higher consciousness, we're going to have to tap into the higher dimensional fields of these 12 core energy centers that are within the planet, within the human anatomy, and learn to understand the structure of of what we are and how we relate and correspond fully to the full cosmic reality in all the dimensionalized forms of planets, of species, of solar, of galaxial, the galaxy, and metagalaxy, universal, cosmic, all the different dimensional forms that interplay as one hologram of life, as a symphony of life. How are we going to understand it in relation to ourselves?